Any day now, Warner Brothers is going to be announcing a sequel to its live-action Mortal Kombat reboot because despite a mixed reaction from critics, there's no arguing Mortal Kombat has been a hit in theaters and on HBO Max. Assuming that there is a sequel, we already know that Johnny Cage is most definitely going to be involved, but who else? Here are 10 characters in no particular order we need to see in Mortal Kombat 2. This first one's a bit of a gimme. Kitana is one of the most popular characters in Mortal Kombat history, and it came as a bit of a surprise to fans when it was announced she wasn't in the movie. She didn't get a Johnny Cage-like setup at the end of the film, but one of her classic weapons was seen in Raiden's temple, hinting that she could be around here somewhere. The second movie is the time to go above and beyond the villains featured in the first, and there's no one bigger or badder than Shang Tsung's boss Shao Kahn. It would honestly be a shock if he wasn't included, or at the very least teased for the next chapter. The Mortal Kombat sequel needs more villains than heroes at this point, but it still needs a couple of new faces fighting for the protection of Earthrealm. Nightwolf is a noble hero and could replace the stoic nature of Kung Lao, providing a perfect foil for Johnny Cage's nonsense. Shinnok's medallion was featured in the first movie, hinting at the villain's potential appearance in a future film. While he doesn't seem quite as necessary for the second movie in the series as someone like Shao Kahn, Shinnok could appear as the eventual big bad of the entire trilogy. Using a character like Shinnok is the perfect way for the Mortal Kombat films to dive deeper into the lore behind the tournament and the Elder Gods, giving Raiden a very formidable opponent. One thing that all of us Mortal Kombat fans can agree on when it comes to the sequel is that it needs a lot more Outworld. The glimpses of Outworld that we got in the first movie were great, but we need much more going forward. So why not bring to life Outworld's top gunslinger, Erron Black, as well? Joe Taslim was too good as Sub-Zero to not bring him back for another movie. The history of the Mortal Kombat games provides two easy ways to do that. Either bring in Bi-Han's little brother Kuai Liang to take over as Sub-Zero, or resurrect Bi-Han as Noob Saibot. Plus, Joe told us he's already signed on for 4 sequels, so get ready for Noob. The great thing about Baraka is that he could serve as an important villain in the sequel, or he could just be a bit of cannon fodder. He's beloved by fans, but ultimately serves little purpose to the story outside of being disgusting to look at and capable of some truly gnarly kills, which is what we all really want to see anyway. While Goro's death provided Mortal Kombat with one of its best fatalities, it was ultimately frustrating for fans as the character could have been a much bigger deal in future films. Fortunately, Shiva can fill that role and continue the legacy of awesome Shao Kahn characters on screen. Plus, it would be great to see her square off against Cole to gain some revenge for Goro's death. No characters in Mortal Kombat are ever truly dead, so it stands to reason that any fighter who died in the first film could return in the sequel. Why not follow the games and resurrect Kung Lao as a Revenant? He can go toe-to-toe with Liu Kang, providing the heroic monk with an emotional journey in the sequel. Honestly, whatever it takes to get Max Hong back under the brim of that hat from Mortal Kombat 2, the creative team needs to find a way to do it. He was too good as Kung Lao to only appear in one movie. Now this one's just for fun. The Collector is such a wild character with some of the most monstrous moves in all of Mortal Kombat. He'd provide a great way to crank the film's chaotic energy up to 11 for a sequel. But most importantly, bring back Kano. Josh Lawson was outstanding as the character, and we need Kano back in the next one. So who do you want to see in the next Mortal Kombat movie? Let me know in the comments. If you're on Twitter, find me on there at Chris Killian, or Instagram at CK Comedy, and keep it on comicbook.com for all the latest updates on Mortal Kombat.